Hello. Hello, good evening. Hello, Hikaru. Good evening. How are you?
Okay.
Okay, you're good? Yes? Okay, what about Yuto? Good evening, Yuto. How are you today?
I'm good.
That's great to know. Have you eaten your dinner already, Hikaru?
No, not yet.
Not yet. After this class. Okay,
Yes.
Yuto. What about Yuto?
Yes, no it.
Not yet, sir. I see. Okay, so guys, are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So our lesson for today is about feedback, right? So feedbacking. Okay. For a while, I'm just gonna check your attendance, okay? Mm, Okay, so Hikaru, what do you mean by feedback?
Feedback is mm, it's kind of mm, review.
Again, sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Re review. Review.
A review. Okay, very good. Yes, about review. So you're going to tell me or going to share, okay, your learnings about our previous activity, okay, which is the interview, the lecture, okay, of the Filipino with Filipino children or kids. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna share to you a slide. Okay, there you go. Okay, so same thing. Class number 4 or fourth class is about feedback. Okay, Anya's home. Okay, and here you go. So, Hikaru, can you read this one, please?
Share your feedback on day 3 based on the following.
Okay. So you're going to share your feedback on day 3, which is the lecture and interview, right? Okay. Number 1, Yuto.
What have you learned from your lecture with Anya, An, Anya-san, and interview with the children in Cebu?
Okay. And number 2, Hikaru.
What are the good and bad points of your Japanese lesson?
Yes. So we're going to talk about our previous lesson, which is about lecture and interview with children in Cebu, but also the bad points and good points of your Japanese lesson. Okay? So you're going to share also. I'm gonna share also mine. Okay? It's about your Japanese lesson. Okay. So let's start. So can you share some information about the new friends you've met in our previous class? Okay. So let's start with Hikaru.
Mm, um, mm, they are all in Anya's home, and they're learning English and Japanese,
Yes, good.
and mm, their age is around 11 to 12.
Okay. That's all.
That's oh yes.
Okay. What about Yuto? Thank you so much, Hikaru. Yes, Yuto, can you share some information about about the new friends you've met in our previous class?
New friend. New friend.
Sorry, Yuto?
Yeah. So new friend. New friend.
Yes.
So it's me. So like class life. Yeah. Mm, my information. So uh, I um I took the lesson. So I took the lesson with my friends through class life.
Mm-hmm.
They speaking English.
Yes.
So I um so it is fun for me to talk about and talk about them
Mm-hmm.
and and um I I, I was encouraged uh, for by them
Mm-hmm.
because I I think I'm not good at English well, so uh, I think I have to improve practice to improve my English skill. That's all.
Yes. Okay. But in their case also, Yuto, I mean, their English skills is still improving. Okay? Still
Yes.
improving. They're just kids and they are also still studying English as
Mhm.
of the moment. Yes, at Anya's home. But not only English, but also your language, which is Japanese. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So it means both all of you and the children are still studying English language. Okay? So, but I guess your English is better than them, right? Is it? Do you agree, Hikaru? Oh no, Yuto, that your English skills is better than them
Mm, I think a little bit.
a little bit. Okay. What about
Yeah.
Hikaru? Do you think your English skills is better than skill is better than them, the children?
In terms of vocabulary skills, I
Yes.
know more English words than them.
Okay, then them. It's because they're still young, right? They're still
Mm,
starting. Okay, they're starting to learn English. Mhm. Okay, but here in the Philippines, uh, as young as let's say 7 years old or 6 years old or even 5 years old, okay, they are now starting to learn the English language. So when you visit the Philippines and then you can see or you are going to let's say go to a shopping mall, okay, you can meet children there, kids like 5 years old, okay, 6 years old. They knew how to speak English well. Yes, because as in a young and very young age, they are taught how to speak English. Okay. Anyways, so much for that. Let's move on to this one next. Okay. What have you learned from your lecture with Anya and interview with children in Cebu? Okay, let's start with Yuto.
So and so this experiment, uh, I think it is difficult for me to taught
Mhm.
uh, taught Japanese and how to say Japanese and explain. So it um, it's difficult, but uh, it's very fun, and I learned about uh, important thing. Uh, I learned about Philippines.
Yes, good.
Yes,
Is
and
that all?
mm, uh, so and I also learned about fun of teaching fun teaching
Fun
Japanese
of fun
language.
of teaching.
Yeah, yes.
Mm.
So in Japanese or English. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So yeah. So
Okay, that's all. No, no other
that's all. Yes.
things that you've learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm, yes.
Thank you. Let's have Hikaru.
Mm, I learned why Anya-san built Anya's home and mm, um, and mm, and how difficult teaching Japanese and mm, and mm, um, they know about mm, they know a lot about Japanese than I expected, and yes, about animes. Mm, mm, that's all.
Okay. So I have here a question for you. How does or why does Anya's home established or built or build? Okay. Why did Miss Anya
Because
build or make that orphanage? What was her purpose? Who can answer my question?
because
You.
because she she saw mm, the poverty in the Philippines
Mm-hmm.
when when she first when she first uh, when um, she go to the Philippines. Mm,
Okay, is that all, Hikaru?
yes.
Yes, okay. Maybe Yuto has an additional info or ideas.
So uh, Philippine children uh, can't 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 get good education.
Yes.
So Anya-san, uh, so uh, Anya has Anya has it has opportunity to get a chance and yes to this chance.
So you mean
So like
you mean Anya's
yeah.
home gives opportunity to the poor children or kids to have to be educated, right? Or to be educated, right?
Yes, so yes, and
Mm-hmm.
if children, if they will be adult, uh, they they can get uh, they can work
Mm-hmm.
in Philippines, another abroad, another country.
Okay, I
Yes.
see. Mm-hmm. Yes. But what about let's talk about the interview with the children in Cebu. Okay. So as far as I can remember, you don't have a lot, you don't have many questions or much questions to the children, right? So if there were other, or if there are other questions that you wanted to ask to the children in Cebu, okay, what would that be and why? Hmm. Aside from the questions that you have asked the children's, okay, do you still have questions right now that you wanted to ask to them? Hikaru?
Mm, mm, I would ask um, mm, what how is the current situation in current corona situation in Cebu?
So how is the current situation in Cebu because of pandemic, right?
Mm,
With the coronavirus.
sorry. Yes.
Mm, okay. So anyways, I'm gonna answer that question. So as of the moment, okay, Cebu City's confirmed cases of the virus are still increasing. Okay, still increasing, and people are still suffering. Okay, still suffering because some of us, okay, has been or have been retrenched from their work. Okay, so some of us we don't have they don't have jobs, they don't have work. Okay, or they don't have source of income. It's because of the pandemic, because of the coronavirus, because their company was closed down or shut down. Hmm. So they're still suffering from now, but the government is still what do you call it, doing their best, okay, to let the economy go back to normal, okay, so that the company could still operate and the employees could still work, okay? Because it's really hard for us or for the people in Cebu. If we don't have source of income, then we can't survive, okay? Especially those poor, right? Poor people. Okay, that's the situation now in Cebu. Still many confirmed cases, positive cases. It's increasing. What about in Japan, Hikaru?
It's increasing too. Mm,
Mhm. Is it like it's almost in
there's
control?
in control. Um, mm, yes. I think um, Japanese government is um, controlling um, coronaviruses um, um, victims um, mm,
Okay, but
by trying.
as of now in your country, Hikaru, do you already have vaccine, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Okay, so it means we are growing, right? We are slowly going back to normal, right? New normal, I mean, to the new normal. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Hikaru. Now, Yuto, questions or
Mm.
question.
Question. So,
Mm,
um, I wanna ask uh, children, Philippine children.
mm-hmm,
So, uh, if coronavirus stop, can stop,
mm-hmm.
uh, stop. Uh, so, okay. No, wait. So, uh, what do you want to do the most right now?
Okay, I see. So, if the pandemic is already done or finished, right?
Yes.
What are they going to do? Okay, for
Mm.
sure, they will say playing outside, right? Going outside and play because they're just kids,
Yeah.
right?
And
Mm,
so, yes. I I wanna hear in there. Yes.
okay. Yeah, sorry. Can you see me? Oh, there you go.
So
Okay, there you go.
so I want to hear in detail.
Mm-hmm. Mm, I see. Okay,
Yes.
but is there a moment, okay, is there a moment or in your mind that you think of asking this kind of question? Like, uh, why do you choose to stay at Anya's home?
To stay.
I mean, is there a moment in your mind that you want to ask this kind of question to the children? Like,
Mm,
why did you stay at Anya's home? Or
mm,
is there a moment that you wanted to ask this question to the children? Do you still have parents? What are they doing? Okay? Or what's the reason why they let you stay at Anya's home? So maybe those questions can be answered by the children if you have the chance, when you have the chance to meet them, right? Okay,
mhm.
but during that interview and lecture, you only have few questions to them, right? Only few. Okay, but yeah, it's okay, no problem, right? As long as you've learned something from them, you've learned something from Anya's home, okay, and keep those learnings, okay, because you can still use them, okay? Okay, so next one, let's move on to your Japanese lesson, okay? Japanese lesson.
Okay.
But first thing, okay? I'm not gonna ask you this kind of question later. I will ask you this one. The first question is, why did you choose to teach them about Japanese food, Yuto?
So I think the good point of my Japanese lesson.
Oh no, wait,
Uh,
later, Yuto. Okay. First
mhm.
question is, why did you choose? Yeah, why did you choose
Yeah.
to
Okay.
teach Japanese food? Good and bad points later.
Mm, so, mm, so in general, so people have to eat food. So Japanese, I think Japanese contents of Japanese food is easy for Philippine children,
Mm-hmm.
and it is interested in Japanese food.
Mm-hmm.
for yes. So that's why I chose Japanese food.
Japanese food. Okay, I see.
Uh,
What about Hikaru? Why did you choose to teach them the some tourist spots and also dialects?
Um, I think I thought I can stimulate their interests of Japan
Mm-hmm.
by um, showing picture and and introducing dialects.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
That's all, Hikaru?
That's oh yes.
I see. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question, which is what are the good and bad points of your Japanese lesson? Okay, so in your own opinion, Hikaru, what do you think are the good points of your Japanese lesson? Good first.
I think good points are good point is um, mm, um, mm, I think showing some pictures is um, fun for them, and and asking the images of Japan was was good point, I think.
Okay. What about the bad points?
That point is I think learning learn about Japanese dialects was too difficult for children's children.
Okay. Learning.
Learning Japanese dialects was too difficult for them.
Yes. Okay. Good. Only that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Hikaru. Yuto,
mm, so
good first.
I think good point. The good point of my Japanese lesson is easy. So first of all, um, so it is easy for Philippine children. So it is easy for make sense
Mm-hmm.
for my lesson, and this lesson is uh, so type this type of lesson, and this lesson is uh, participant and type. So yeah, it opportunity to talk about ask someone and me. So uh, they can concentrate this lesson, and they can be fun and they can have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So on the other hand, uh, uh, on the other hand, I'm not good at teaching Japanese.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, be- because I can I can't uh, I can't uh, I can't explain Japanese lesson because I'm not good at speaking English. So it is difficult for children and to make sense exactly. Uh, yes, and that's all. So that's all.
Okay, yes. And yeah, let's start with Hikaru, okay? So the good thing or good points of your Japanese language Hikaru is like you let them know that there are different dialects in Japan, okay? Yes, and also that I mean there's also that kind of thing in Japan which is the sky tree tower, right? And the temple, okay? But in my case, you Hikaru, I think you could do more better than your performance, your our previous lesson. Okay, I mean you can talk more, you can share more. Okay, about Japan. Not yeah, what the tourist spots. Yes, dialects. First, you should maybe in my episode of advice. Okay, advice. Maybe you can share to them the history, okay? The history of the temple, the history of the Tokyo Tower, and the history of the dialects. Why do you have many dialects in Japan? When did it started? Okay? And why do you speak different languages? Something like that. History. So you can share more about that to the children. Okay? And also, the way you teach them, the way you speak to them, you must put some enthusiasm, right? Be enthusiastic, like energetic, okay? Be energetic. Don't be shy, okay? Don't be shy because this is not just your first task, okay? You still have more tasks in this lesson. You will do a presentation, right? Mm. So during the presentation, you must present and be active, be energetic, okay? And don't be shy. Be confident, okay? Be confident, but not overconfident, okay? Just enough only, okay? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. And for Yuto, okay, it's good that you think of sharing the food, Japanese food to the children. Yes, that's very, really excellent job. Okay. And same thing, Yuto. You did not tell them about each food. How did they started? Or did they start? Like ramen, okay? How to make ramen, right? What are the ingredients of that food? Okay? And then when did it started? Okay, you can share more. Not just only like this is the Japanese and then this is the English name of this food. Okay? So this is a piece of advice so that you can like soon if you have another right? Another lecture and interview with other people or foreign people, you can do more, better, okay? Better, okay? And also, guys, please speak, okay? Please speak more, okay? Don't be shy, okay? When you express your opinion and express it, share them. Share to them your opinion, your thoughts, your ideas. If you have questions, then ask questions. Don't be shy. Okay, that's one way of improving your communication skills. Okay, is it clear?
Okay.
hmm
Yeah.
Okay, so hope that you will do good also or better with your next task. Okay, which is the presentation for sure. It's presentation. Okay, so let's move on to another question. Okay, Okay, since that you know already some info or informations about this about Cebu and Filipino children in Cebu, what are your impressions of the Filipino children, Hikaru? Your expectations.
Expectations.
Yes, impressions is expectations. Mm.
Oh, um, mm, I thought they're so energetic and active
Okay, so for you,
and always smiling.
in your first impression,
Mm,
your impression about the Filipino children are energetic. They are energetic.
mm,
Mm.
yes.
Yes. More? So,
Mm,
energetic.
yes. That's all.
Okay. So your first impression, impression to them is they are energetic. Okay.
Mm,
What about you, To?
So mm, uh, I think Philippine children is Philippine children are very smiley and attractive children. So and they are good at speaking English and Japanese. So I'm very surprised. And so mm, and yes, if so, I think they they are like my brother and sister, so it's very fun for me.
Yes. Okay. But
Mhm.
yes, and Yuto Hikaru. Because when we say your impressions, that's good, Yuto. Okay, that's good. Because you said you think that they are like this, like that. Okay. Because when we talk about impressions, is these are your thoughts, okay, or your the things that you want to you're trying to imagine what kind of people they are, how do they behave, how do they speak, how do they react. That's impressions before meeting them. Okay, that's impression. For example, when you first met a person, for sure you have this kind of first impression, right? You have imagination. You imagine what kind of person is this. Maybe he is strict. Maybe he is funny. Okay, that's impression. Okay, you're thinking about the person before meeting them or before talking to them. Okay, yes. So any additional, Hikaru?
Um, mm, Before the class, I felt nervous because um, I don't know I I don't know mm, they are um, energetic or um, mm, not energetic. So
Okay.
mm, um, mm,
Mm. Yes, yes. I get it. I get it. Okay, Hikaru. Yes.
mm,
Okay. But which part or which part of the lesson or in the lecture or interview, Hikaru and Yuto, you like the most? Like, did you enjoy? You enjoy the most? Okay, let's start with Yuto.
And so when I taught Philippine children
Mm.
and my so my Japanese lesson, I I thought it is it is the most uh,
Most enjoyable part?
yes enjoyable part. Yes,
Mhm.
for me. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's also a good thing because you let them practice Japanese, right?
Yes.
You have provided exercises to them. Mm. But
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yes.
okay, very good. What about Hikaru?
Mm, my my Japanese lesson part was the most enjoyable part because
Mm-hmm.
um, I think they they were interested in Japanese culture,
Yes.
and I feel that.
Yes, of course. Me too. I am really interested about Japanese culture,
Mm,
especially the tourist spots, the dialects, foods. Okay. But I was very what do you call the one? I'm not really contented of your exercises, Yuto. I'd like more. I'd like more. Okay, for me it's lacking. Yeah. I want more. Like your exercise is your practice test is about I don't know that thing like you translate from Japanese into English, right? The dialect, the E and E, right?
mm,
Yuto? Mm, yes. And but you only just give them one exercise or one practice because you said no more time, right? Okay. Yeah. So in my case, I want more about practice. Mm, okay. Just for me, it's like there's something lacking. I want more about practicing or exercises. Hmm. Okay. But good thing is you guys did a great job. Okay, you really do your homework. You have prepared your presentation, your class, your lesson. Okay, well, and you provided exercises to them. That's really good, so that they can interact with you, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, any additional or I mean, in the future, let's say in the future, Yuto, uh, are you
Mhm.
gonna visit Anya's home
Yes.
and why?
I want to ask. So I want to teach Philippine children face to face.
Yes, that's great. Okay, and
Yes. So
you could also witness, right? You could also witness the real situation, right? The real situation
yes.
inside Anya's home. Yes, very good. Okay, what about
Yes.
Hikaru?
mm, yes, I'm going to visit there because I want to I want to see them and talk to each other and to to
Yes,
teach
very
Japanese. Mm,
okay, good. Yeah, besides teaching Japanese or lessons to them, guys, okay, if you will be given a chance, okay, if you will be given a chance to help them, okay, to help the children at Anya's home, what kind of help are you going to, uh, what kind of help are you going to do? Yuto.
So I think I can't I can't give much money because I'm a student.
Yes, good. Of course.
So but I I can uh, teach Philippine children and Japanese lesson, and uh, I can talk about uh, uh, talk about Japanese history and Japanese food, and I can bring the Japanese food and Japanese comics and so on. And yeah, I guess. Mhm.
Okay.
And
Yes.
that's all. Yes.
Is that all? Okay. What about you, Hikaru?
Mm, I think I can do some donation
That's great.
to them
Mm-hmm.
because I can't go to the Anya's home now.
Yes.
So I'll do some some um, some part-time job to earn money and then make a donation.
Yes, that's really good, Hikaru, okay? Even a small amount, even a small amount, it counts. It could help them, right? Small amount of donation. It's not a big amount because for sure you don't have that much money it's because you're still a student, right? Hmm. But just a small amount, okay? Maybe let's say per a month you can just give, let's say just an example, okay? A month you can just give like uh 500 yen, something like that, or 200 yen, or 100 yen. It's up to you. But not too much, not too much. It's just a donation, right? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, but the final thoughts is, or the final what do you call the one, action is within you yourselves. Okay? Because I know that you're still a student, so you don't have that money to help them. Okay? But maybe someday, right? Someday. Mm. Okay. But for my final question for the both of you, okay, you have already shared your learnings, okay, that what have you learned during our previous lesson. So let's have this kind of question like about poverty. And as we all know that poverty is one of the biggest reasons, right? Why Anya's home, okay, built, right? Built. Okay. What do you think about, or how would you solve, or what solution can you recommend or can you suggest, Yuto, to solve poverty in the Philippines? Okay,
In
in the
Philippines.
Philippines. Mm.
Um, mm, mm, mm. So
Mm-hmm.
many people uh, have to give have to support or any, anything like so donation
Mm-hmm.
and teaching and anything art and also they have to know about uh, Philippine poverty. Yes.
Yes.
あとは、yes. So around of the people have to cooperate each other. Alright, so that means uh, have to help each other.
Yes, very good. Yes, that's a really good idea, right? We must help each other. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, but that's not it's not gonna happen. I was just kidding. Okay. This is like it's really difficult to do that in the Philippines, helping each other. Okay? Especially government officials, right? Okay, because in the Philippines, corruption is very popular, right? Corruption is very popular. So that's one thing, or one cause, or one of the causes of poverty. Okay, corruption. Okay. Hikaru, what about your opinion?
I think um, the Philippines government should create jobs for people
Yes.
to to earn money. Mm, I think that's a solution.
Yes. Very good. Okay. So, guys, or I mean, is that all, Hikaru? No other? No more?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So, Yuto and Hikaru, okay? I mean, we don't have enough time, okay? But this is just a reflection number one, okay? Today is a reflection number one. But next meeting will be reflection number two, okay? For our reflection number two, you're going to share all the things that you've learned from day one to day three, okay? Day one to day three. What are the things that you've learned? Okay, so you're going to share because this one is your next lesson. Still, feedback. Okay, so this is your next lesson, feedback. So please prepare, okay? Prepare your answers or expected questions, okay? Just think or imagine of what would be the questions that my teacher would ask me or will ask me next meeting, okay? So that you can prepare your answers and your ideas and your thoughts, okay? Always remember from day one, that's the overview of the Philippines, right? Disasters, poverty, okay, all the things that you've learned from day one. And also, I reminded you, right? From since D1, I reminded you to take note of all the informations that you learn, okay, from the overview, okay, until now, okay, until day three. Yes, lecture and interview, because you're gonna use them. And here comes the time. Next meeting will be the reflection or feedback of all the lessons, all the days that we have discussed. Okay? Is it clear, guys?
Okay,
Okay, so prepare your feedback for our activities today. Okay, so since we don't have enough time, Yuto and Hikaru, any questions? Any questions before we end the lesson?
I'm okay.
You're okay? What about Yuto?
Okay, not so far.
Not so far. Sure? How about
Yes.
if you have questions, guys, you can ask me next meeting. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
I
Okay,
see. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. Thank you so much, and thank you for participating, Yuto and Hikaru. Okay, so guys, have a good night. Okay, and see you next time. Okay? Okay, so bye bye, Hikaru and Yuto. See
see
you.
you.